Hey guys, it's Kimmy A.
And it's your boy Devin Fly Guy Rick here at the 90's Play Lounge
On WPB Radio.com. It's the 90's Play Lounge
on WPBRadio.com
with your host Kimmy A.
and your boy Devin Fly Guy Ricks. We got that old school to new school.
Each and every Monday night from 10 p.m. to 12 a.m.
Yeah, man, keep it locked.
So why the name Close Fist? Like what made y'all come up with the name?
I mean, well, we was coming from a perspective of, you feel me, trying to change a couple things that was going on in our area and our environment. So, I mean, we see a lot of people doing it the other way, but, you know, I guess we pride on being yourself and doing it your way. So we come in with the fist. I mean, we ain't coming from the point to where, you know, black power, all that, even though we coming from where we from and we know where we gotta go. But we ain't looking back at that. We just unite, and that's where the fist come from. So when you bring it together, that's where Closed Fist comes from. So it's just everybody united. We ain't leaving nobody out, you know what I mean? So.
Right. All right, so it's 1,010,000 Baltimore rappers. So what is it about y'all music that makes y'all stand out, in y'all opinion, and have your music stand out than everybody else's?
Our music, to be honest, I listen to a lot of Baltimore rappers, and this is not a shot at Baltimore rappers, but to me, a lot of them sound the same. You know what I mean? You get your quote-unquote Baltimore rapper type of sound from them, you know what I mean? I think our sound, it kind of, you know, it kind of, the range is, it goes further than Baltimore, you know what I mean? You know, because I heard some people say, oh man, y'all sound like y'all from the West Coast, y'all sound like y'all from New York, you know what I mean? But, you know, I think that's where we pride our music on. We really don't have, you know, that sound. If any sound that we have is kind of like a 90s sound, we attribute to the 90s sound, you know what I mean? We just have a respect for music, you know what I mean? Anything that disrespects music, we don't get down with it.
Oh, you on the right show. He mentioned 90s style.
Right.
So, hey, 90's Play Lounge.
Already. So talk about the grind as in rap artists. So like, it's a lot of rapid moving, and do y'all get any sleep?
I mean, I guess we just roll with it. I mean, it's just music to us. I mean, it just came out of nowhere. So I guess we just rolling as it comes. So whatever we make is just on the time that we do have though. But we starting to do more things. So now we starting to trying to, you know, get on the grind of making the music and putting the viral stuff out and stuff like that. So it's starting to come together.
It's been a while we've been on this. You know, it's been about 5 years. We was kind of slow with it because we were trying to, you know, develop our own sound. So that's kind of what happened with us. I was basically I was down in Florida. I was going to Full Sail University. Shout out to Full Sail University as well. I was going there for recording arts, and while I was going there, we was basically in development mode. You know, we were out the closet, straight out the closet. Straight out the closet as in rapping. Yeah, we had the whole mic set up in the closet. You know, we was just trying to find out where we were trying to go with our music. No one ever even thought that we would be the rapping types anyway. You know, because we were so to ourselves. So, you know, we now feel like that we have our sound. We have what we want to talk about. We have our goal within music, so we're gonna go full-fledged from now, you know what I mean? We're gonna step on it.
Right, and speaking of that, you say that y'all were basically to yourselves, so what inspired you, I guess, 5 years ago, or from that ballpoint, that told yourself that you wanted to be a rap artist, to pursue this, and then make a group out of it?
Okay, I'm gonna start this off, and then I'm gonna let Chadi piggyback on it. All right, first I wanted to do beats. I just wanted to do beats. That's what I went to school for. But I seen that this guy over here had oodles of talent. You know what I mean? Just a bunch of talent that I wasn't even expecting. You know what I mean? So I kind of like fused the two. I asked him to come down to Florida with me, and you know, all the tracks that he was hopping on, you know, people were getting a hold of him, listening to him. Like, oh man, your brother hot. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, you know. And then by him being my brother, I was like, oh, shoot, let me do this too. I'm going to try rap too, you know what I mean? So that's where the whole tandem thing came from. Right. So I wasn't, to be honest, I wasn't planning on being a rapper, but you know that family, that type of family motivation kind of, you know, gets to you, you know what I mean?
Right, it's in your blood, yeah.
Yeah,
so.
it's in, right.
Yeah, I want to add on to it. I feel as though, you know, we came from, it was like a time where, I'm not gonna say we was always on what we was on now, because a lot of people, you know, grow up and change through different stuff. Mm-hmm. But it came a time where, I mean, there was a couple of me and my homeboys, a couple people you seeing here right now, a couple people at home. Shout out to the rest of the Closed Fist people, you know, that's with us and all that. You know what I mean? But it was like a couple of my homeboys. We was just tired of what was going on. The same thing. You see the same thing out here every day. Same thing. Right. So it's like we got to a point to where we was tired of talking. I mean, we didn't talk for years about doing something different. As you know, we was on some trying to stay true to ourselves. So, I mean, we kept it on that, and it's like out of nowhere, music came through. My brother went down to Florida. He was doing music, and out of nowhere, it's like he was like, "Hey, come spit on some beats," and it was just some magic ever since then. And I don't know, it came out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Right. But yeah, so I just guess, you know.
Right. So talk about performances. Have y'all performed anywhere yet? Or y'all getting it?
We're getting it together. Okay. We have had a couple of performances that was. I don't care too much to talk about them because they didn't really end well. You know. You know, you go up to New York, you don't know what you're gonna get in New York. You know what I mean? Right. So, you know, that's no shots in New York, but you know, I'll go back up there as long as you know there's no janky. Right. No janky stuff going on. You know what I mean?
So now y'all been to yourself a lot. Like, do y'all get nervous, like when you're performing, or does it come as natural nature to y'all?
I mean, I think it's almost natural for, you know, everybody that I know that's in this crew. Cause just like I said, everybody they ain't got no problem with being themselves. So I think you be yourself is gonna come off, you know, good every time. So if everybody is like that, that's how it just rub off. So I guess that's been like the status quo for our whole group. Just be yourself and it just come off like how it do, you know what I mean?
And to be honest, there is a few butterflies. You know, when you get up there on that stage, you know, in front of a big crowd, it's human nature. You know, you're going to get a few butterflies. But, you know, by me, you know, both our backgrounds were in sports. Well, actually, all of us. You know, I tend to tune the crowd out a little bit more. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Than I should. I should be embracing the crowd a little bit more. But you know, that's something you got to work on. You know what I mean?
Right. So what's like y'all turn up mode? Because you know a lot of people they got to do something before they hit the stage. So what is that one thing that y'all got to do before y'all hit the stage?
Like bottles of Jack.
Yeah, I was about to say, take a shot.
Have a couple Mollies. No, I'm just playing. No Mollies for me. But no, no, I don't smoke. I don't smoke, and you know, turn up mode is not until I, you know, get on stage and I had that mic in my hand. I'm like, all right, I got to do this. You know what I mean? You know, his way of doing it might be a little bit different.
Yeah, we have a couple dudes that do a little paraphernalia here and there. You know,
keep it real.
But yeah, it's all cool. I mean, however you do it.
I'm hard life, I'm hard life.
Right. So we have more with Closed Fist. We're gonna jump into another music break. Y'all keep it locked. We're in the 90's Play Lounge, Hip Hop Mondays. Yeah, man, we doing our thing. We'll be back.
Part of Raw Union, which is a part of Closed Fist. a part of.
Please get familiar, y'all. Please get familiar. You might as well get familiar now.
Exactly. And they're going to get real familiar because we got to play a couple of y'all hits that y'all dropped off for us.
Right.
Yeah, Whistle White Lady. M-I-A. What's it? Whistle to the White Lady?
Whistle at all.
I was close enough. That's funny. But I do have a question. Like, y'all mentioned that y'all are brothers.
Right.
For those of you just tuning in, they are, well, two of them are brothers. And they're not that far apart, but you guys being siblings, it has to be hard in mixing family work with business work. And sometimes that can get messy. So has there ever been a situation where y'all had a disagreement?
It's like, no,
What is
I mean,
it not messy? I
plenty
mean,
time.
it's messy, but the love take over. You know what I mean? We got too much love for each other. We got too much love for each other, you know, to let that, you know, get in our way. You know what I mean? It's to the moon for me. Oh, and before I finish, or before I go any further, I want to shout out to man Lil Will. My sister just texted me and said, if you do not shout out your nephew, so I'm shouting out my nephew Lil Will and my mama. I know everybody do it, but that's my mama. So I'm shouting out my mama. Shouting out Slim, Birdie, shouting out everybody. Whole
Pat,
close
my
fist
man
team.
Ty John, all the way down the line, Son, Kai, Lee, my dude, who else?
Will Beasley.
Will Beasley, Tony.
Son. I know that could have waited for the, you know, to the end.
to the end and all
No,
that.
give your shout out. Get your shout out. It's all good. It's all good. And also, I noticed on your, you good. On your IG page, it says regenerating our generation.
Right.
So explain that to the people. What does that mean? You're regenerating our generation.
Well, I mean, I think, you know, we're doing that by, you know, just trying to change what's been taught to us since we've been young, that we ain't supposed to do nothing, that we can't do nothing, all that stuff. So, I mean, we just bringing back the, you know, almost like we rejuvenating what's going on of, you know, our black youth and all that, because everybody knows the story, what goes on out here. So, yeah, we just trying to really bring back the worth in us, man, bring that back. And that's the regeneration and regenerating what we done broke down over these years. So, you know.
Yeah, because, I mean, they telling us our generation is not going to be nothing. I beg to differ, you know what I mean? If I have anything to do with it, you know what I mean? Because right now we in limbo, you know what I mean? Most of my friends, you know, they dropping. That's where the song MIA came from, you know what I mean? My friends dropping like flies, you know what I mean? So, you know, they don't expect us to live past 25. I'm 26 right now, so I'm living 1 year and, you know,
I know that's
past my, you know,
Yeah.
with statistics, you know, it's expected.
Right. So go ahead and talk about so you know you have the underground, the hustle, and then you have mainstream. So I know a lot of rappers are comfortable staying underground. So do y'all want to be above ground? Would y'all want to take it to mainstream, or do y'all want to stay underground, be high?
We want the above ground exposure, but we want to maintain that underground hunger, that underground sound. You know what I mean? We don't want that to be compromised at all. You know, we want to put our music, or, you know, respectful hip hop music, because it does respect and reflect hip hop. You know what I mean? We want to put that back in the forefront. You know what I mean? I don't have a problem with party music. I don't have any, you know, 2 Chainz, they can do what they need, you know, do what they need, but we gotta be right there neck to neck with them.
Right. And I think that a lot of people label, you know, underground music for like the have-nots and all that. And we coming from the have-not point of view, you know what I mean? And it's like, we come in at a have-not point of view, you feel me, because we got a rep for who's not been spoken for. And there's a lot of people, a lot of people that look just like us that ain't been spoken for. And I think that's why we coming off like that. And it's
Our music definitely reflect that.
right.
And y'all bringing back, you know, 90s and then mixing it to a new era. So, you know, hip hop has changed definitely from what 80s, 90s up until now.
Yes.
So, in your opinion, how do y'all think music has changed? And with y'all music, what are you hoping? Are you hoping to, I guess, bring back to life that feeling, that vibe, or?
Yeah, the vibe, but to be honest, when I think about it, you know, time repeats itself. You know, in the 80s they were wearing, you know, long boots and the tightest pants ever, tightest leather pants ever. You know what I mean? So it kind of got back into that. You know what I mean? And you know the lyrics, the the lyrics wasn't really, you know, the lyrics that you would hear in the 90s, in the early 2000s, you know what I mean? But it kind of got back to that, you know what I mean? It was more party music in the 80s, you know. 90s was more, you know, lyricism, you know, the underground, you know, the grudge, all that stuff, you know what I mean? So, you know, it's kind of like, I see it kind of creeping back towards that with certain artists like Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole, you know what I mean? They upholding that hip-hop, the basic, you know, lyrics and flow, you know, just flow-wise with the beats, the sample beats, you know, the whole, you know, that whole genre I see is kind of coming back, you know what I mean? And I think we can help usher it in.
Right.
And I also think that too, and it's almost like we coming from that, just like you do have your, it's like a little wave coming through of people trying to, you know, get on their stuff or change or whatnot, you know what I mean? Right. And I think we just pushing that more and more, because I mean, we trying to bring back that real music that can't be denied by, I mean, a young dude can hit, a granny can hit, whoever. It's just, it just go like that because it's real. So I think the truth is gonna hit everybody. So that's why I think just even on that mainstream and all that, I mean, we coming from the underground perspective, but I think it'd be true enough to hit everybody. So yeah.
Right. And then in the industry, and far as like 80s, 90s, and now, who are some of your favorite hip hop and rap artists?
Pop. That's first.
Love Pop.
Yeah,
number one. Yes.
Love Pop. You got your Nas. You got your Biggie, storyteller. Like I pride myself on, you know, telling stories. I like to tell stories in my rap music. So, you know, I took a page out of Biggie's book with that. Who else? I mean, you even got Talib Kweli and Q-Tip. You know that thing that he did with Tribe Called Quest. You know what I mean? Jazz. You know what I mean? We grew up on all that stuff. Wu-Tang. You know, we trying to do the group thing. If you really look at, you know, the groups out here, you know, it's only one person that really makes it out there group. You know, like A$AP Rocky, or you know, everybody knows, you know, the one person that makes it out of all these groups that got 20 people in it. I'm trying to get back on some Wu-Tang type of stuff, man. You know what I mean? So.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. And did y'all hear about the Tupac? They actually had an interview that wasn't released. Did y'all hear about that? Angie Martinez, she did an interview with Tupac a little bit before he died, and she just released it, over 10 years later? So yeah, he's talked about, because she said that she didn't want it to interfere with the rivalry between him and Biggie. So a lot of stuff that he said, she thought would be adding gas to the fire. So yeah, so it's out now. So I'm saying that would something that a lot of people that follow Tupac would like to listen to.
And I give props to her for that, because anybody else that was trying to get out there for the fame and for the popularity, they would have released that joint.
Exactly.
They wouldn't have cared, but mad respect to her for that.
Right.
And I think that, I mean, to add on, I think that that 90s hungriness is kind of coming back. And I think everybody's starting to see that. And I think the 90s is that's probably the only span of a decade that you could pick out of those rappers. I mean, not to disrespect no rappers today, but I mean, clearly everybody see it done lost its essence, and everybody can see it. So that's why I think it's really starting to come back around in full circle on them. Like that loop is coming back around to that real, you know what I mean? So,
but I don't really think I'm not sure how much time we have. I don't really think our music is all the way 90s. You know what I mean? We keep that in mind. We also keep present in mind as well. But we add just that hungriness to what's going on now. Cause we got tracks on the mixtape that's you know, they got that hard beat with the hi-hats running. You know what I mean? Topic of the day.